Here we go again. If you're not on Facebook, and honestly I don't blame you, Facebook is evil, you've been missing the flame war. What's been going on very shortly, somebody forwarded me a video and said, dude, what the fuck? I said, I don't know. I looked at the video and said, yeah, I don't know what the fuck's going on either. So I forwarded it to some other people, and one of them happens to be the voice behind Snarky. Snarky made a video. I posted that video because I thought it was poignant, and suddenly the group in question decides I'm the one worth crucifying. Now the video in question came from a guy who's running SAS, which is a woodsball team and a company. I want to emphasize that. And yeah, he said a lot of things in his 22-minute long diatribe. And one of the SAS guys in question even posted something saying, Tiger, if you put your face in the camera and put your opinion behind it, we'd have given you respect, but no, you had a fucking puppet do it. We're only going to respect you if you put your face to your opinion. Alright, you want to see my face with the opinion? You got it. I'll put a link to the video down below. Again, it's 22 minutes long, but do keep in mind that he says several times in the video that if you say anything negative, or you say something that he deems as being negative towards paintball or himself, he will ban you from his channel and delete your comment. You've been warned. He hits many topics in this video, but one of the main things that he hits is something called the Havoc launcher. If you're not familiar with this, the Havoc launcher, it's a rocket launcher that launches these little Nerf footballs with fins in the back of them. It's basically a long tube with an air source that you can shoot. And I guess the big thing is a lot of scenarios trying to ban these things for safety reasons. And his big bitch about it is that, oh, well, you know, I'm perfectly safe with it. I'm perfectly good. It's my own thing. I'm good with this. If you don't like it, you will. Well, let me explain what his solutions are. Okay, granted, he said that about a couple other things too, but that was one of his overarching things. If you don't like it, leave paintball. Yeah, that's really progressive for a company that's trying to promote woodsball. But his immediate response to it was, well, if you don't like it, then just use the chin strap on your goggles. Well, you know, actually, let me pull this out here. This is one of my goggles. This is actually the pair of goggles that I like to wear. I like to play in these things all the time. And you'll notice, no chin strap. Now, fortunately for them, I happen to have a set of goggles with a chin strap on it. These are some old JT goggles. They're not really that old. They're still fairly progressive. You still see these in the stores out there, but you'll notice it does have a chin strap. So let me demonstrate what he's saying as far as safety goes. I will make these about as tight as I like to play in these. So there we go. I got the chin strap on there. So obviously nothing bad's going to happen. As long as I've got the chin strap on, these goggles are going to stay secured to my face, right? Congratulations. You just blinded me. Was it worth it? And this is where I'm going to start having a huge problem because of the arrogance. The absolute, unmitigated arrogance. I can already hear the apologists. Oh, that's never going to happen. Well, riddle me this. When you're playing paintball, how often are you looking at your feet? Having suffered through many, many helmet camera videos, I'm going to say it's going to happen more often than you think. Well, we're not shooting at people, we're just shooting at buildings and such. Okay, if you're shooting at a building, buildings have doors and windows. And we know from shooting paintballs, once you set something in the air, it's anybody's guess where it's exactly going to land. So, for all you know, this guy could be poking his head out the window, he could be looking down like this, like he's getting ready to go someplace. Boom! You just knocked his goggles off his face. You see, one thing about the chin strap is that the chin strap is designed to prevent a lifting force. It's been guessed by many people that the only reason that the chin strap exists is a reminder to new players of, oh, okay, I can't take my goggles off, because that's what new players do. They get shot out of the game, they start walking off the field, they lift their goggles, so they figure nobody's going to shoot me anymore, right? There is absolutely no force preventing a downward pull. The only one I've ever seen was, I think it was the skull goggles that were put out by, I know Diablo was marketing them. But it had a tab, and it had a strap that could go over the top of the head and attach to the back of the goggles. Those goggles didn't sell very well. And even if the chin strap were to work, his answer of, well, if you don't like it, you can buy a set of goggles that has a chin strap. Well, first of all, are you going to buy me the chin strap? And if I've got to buy a new pair of goggles, are you going to pay for the new goggles that I have to buy? This is the arrogance that I'm talking about, because this is basically you telling me that I have to spend my money so you can have your special kind of fun. You are asking me to modify my behavior for you. You wouldn't do that if I were to ask you to do that. If I were to ask you, oh, we can't use that, then you're going to cry, bitch, and moan. How do I know? Because that's exactly what you're doing. And it's this arrogance that bothers me, especially from somebody who's running a company that's trying to promote paintball. That's telling the world that paintball is full of a bunch of arrogant little pricks. And I will close with one final comment, because I can also hear some people saying, oh, they don't shoot that powerfully, it's not that big a deal. Okay, number one, if it wasn't that big a deal, then why even bring up the chin strap thing in the first place? And the second thing, if it's enough of a force that a chin strap has become an issue, that means you're rocking my head backwards against the will of my musculature. What makes you have the right to carry anything onto a paintball field that has that much power and that much force to it? And that's the case, I welcome this ban. You see, I have the same problem with other specialty weapons, especially in scenario play. I don't like the rocket launchers, I don't like the tanks, I don't like the melee weapons. Yes, you heard me right, melee weapons. All because you have to modify the rules so that a specific group can have their special kind of fun. You have to ask the rest of the players to modify their behavior so this little group can have their special kind of fun. But most of all, it's the arrogance. Well, I'm such a high-level paintball player anyway. I mean, you wouldn't understand. I mean, you're just a lowly plebeian playing with your simple semi-automatic paintball gun. I spent the money on this. I know what I'm doing. I have enough self-control. You don't, but I do. That's about as arrogant as it gets, guys.